Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today we'll be having the 9th class of learning Mahanyasam. As the name suggests, Mahanyasam, this Nyasam is supposed to be one of the most important Nyasa for the chant prayer to the Paramashiva. So for any Shiva Upasana or the Shiva meditation, this Nyasam is a prerequisite. So we do it before, and particularly when we do like Ekadasha Rudram and or Ati Rudram, Maharudram, when we do that, when we do a intense prayer to the Rudra, then we chant the Mahanyasam. When we have limited time, for say example daily the Rudra-Abhishekam, then normally it is not chanted. It's not that it should not be chanted, but it is not chanted because of the proportion. The Rudra chanting takes 15 minutes. The mantra, that is the mantra. The Nyasam cannot be much more than that. You have to have a proportion, because the Nyasam is to make sure you are capable of doing the puja and making yourself fit. That is the purpose of Nyasa. So that is why there are other Nyasams for smaller ones for the same Rudra, like Laghu Nyasam, or we just do a very simple Nyasa where we just say the Rishi, Chandas and Devata. We say Namaka Prashnasya, Agnik Kand Rishi, Mahavirat Chandaha, Shambhur Devata. So that is a simple Nyasa where we just say this Rishi, Chandas, what we are going to say. So the Sankalpa we do every time. When we do any prayer, we do a Sankalpa. If somebody wants to do a japa or like Sandhyavadanam or Nitya Karma, you will say Mamopata Samasta Durtakshait Dwara Sri Parameshwara Prityartham Prata Sandhyavadanam Karishye. So he makes a Sankalpa. So the Sankalpa is a most important part. So you want to come to the class here, then you have to make a Sankalpa that I want to come. So that Sankalpam, what you wanted to do, right? That you want to come to the class. So that is a Sankalpa for you. What happens is it goes into the what is driving that, right? That you have a deep desire, the Kama, to learn, say, Mahanyasam. There is a deep desire for you. So that goes into your manas. You can say here, you can think about like a mind. Then what that manas it does is, that is that Shakti of the Sankalpa, it turns that into a Kriya. Then you walk or sit in a car, or take a bus or any transport you have to do. Then you go to that particular destination or you achieve what you wanted. So once you come here, then that was your Sankalpa. So that Sankalpa Purti happens, that you have come here, right? So this is, everybody easily understands, because this is done for everything. When you go to your work, you want to know what are the agenda or what you want to do for that particular day. You don't just start with a blank thing. Like if there is that thing there, then maybe you will just sit and then you can just not do, but just sit in the office, right? If you want, if there is nothing to do, you can just sit, or anything can be done. So those, then the mind goes everywhere. So that is called the wasting of time, right? Because the mind is not stable, then you just go to the internet, browse something randomly, then you have no attention, then you go to the next one. So every 1 minute your mind, it just goes everywhere, here and there. So it is random, it is not focused, the mind is not focused. So that when the desire, the kama, the desire can be anything, any desire, it overpowers us, then the mind is not calm. So what we need to do is that 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 kama shakti which we have should be converted into a jnana shakti. Then from a rajoguna, instead of going to a tamoguna, we go into a sattva guna. So that mind has to go from, so that sankalpa causes any will, right? It causes rajoguna in our mind. And when the sankalpa is not pure, it is impure, then it can lead to tamoguna, and we do bad actions which result in bad results. So you have to understand that the mind thinks about something, then you do the action, and the action will have a result. Any action will have a result whether you want it or not. Any action will have a result. Right? Your action to come here has resulted in you being here. So you cannot say that all these actions, still I am in my same place. I started from my house, still I am in, you will not say, right? Because action will lead to the result. And the type of results is dependent, you might think is dependent on your action, but what goes before the action is what is the sankalpa, and the sankalpa comes from your manas. So how to have the proper manas, that because we end up say wrong, we will get a wrong result, then you might immediately say that this is not my intended result, because I wanted something. Somebody goes to interview and say they want a job, so that is their sankalpam or act. So they do all that, they attend interview, so they do everything for that, but the result is not what they wanted. Then that, so there can be many reasons for that, but how to make ourselves better, right, is that we have to have our mind very calm, focused, and have a peace, right? So how to get that is by doing like the nyasa, by doing japa. When you do more japa, it does is the your thought which comes it becomes a pure thought. Otherwise, the result we immediately blame just our action, what we did. I should not have done that. That is what we always blame. We blame our immediate action. See, it's like a chain, right? So if there is like, if you see any even say a swing, right? It may have like 100 chains. So if say this, it is connected to the last chain, right? That hook. So where you are sitting is connected. If it breaks, you cannot just immediately blame the last chain. It could be all the way up, right? So the weakness could be anywhere. So you have to go back and back, and then you see that, oh, your mind thought about something where you might think it is not your control. Then you will blame that. Then you will start blaming that particular immediate action, but you will go back to other, whatever causes. So one causes another one, so it goes like um, there is a consequence for everything. So how to, so if our thought was pure, the result we expect will also be pure. So the final karma result is also what you are looking for. So this is where the this particular today's class is very important. So this is so the those who have got our books, 6.5.1 is the Shiva Sankalpa, and we have those who want the book, they can email to books@bpasrm.org. Now we have books in Tamil, Sanskrit, Kannada, Telugu, and English is going to be shortly printed. So we have different languages. You just the book if you want, you have to email to bpasrm.org. So this is part of the Sadyojata Vidhana Shiva Puja. It is very comprehensive. It has like more than almost close to 300 and more than 300 pages. So this particular nyasa which we are going to teach is a 6.5.1, which is the Panchama nyasa, the fifth nyasa, and it is called Shiva Sankalpaha. So you now understand why I was talking about all the sankalpam, or what our thought process, how everything leads to the next one. So, and this Shiva Sankalpam, this Mahanyasam has so many variations, and in this type Mahanyasam, we just used what the Bodhayana Rishi prescribed for this particular Mahanyasam, where he has specified the six Shiva Sankalpa. Now they do 24, 40, 50. So many books have lot more. Some books will have 100 Shiva Sankalpa. Like you can add. So because now it is also easy for us to even add. If I tell, say, ChatGPT that this is the flow, I want another 50 more Sanskrit verses with the ending with Shiva Sankalpa, all relating to Shiva. So it can easily create, or any, for that matter, any other Gemini or any other similar software. I'm just saying any AI can bring out our RI, real intelligence. So it can bring we have intelligence, but it just AI. So we have to make sure that we change AI into RI, or future. Maybe I said, maybe next 10 years, nobody will be talking about AI. They will be talking about RI as a new concept, which is I am introducing today. Now, and you can say, oh, I heard about this. But after 10 years, you can see, right? Yeah, somebody introduced this new concept called RI, real intelligence. So the intelligence, the manas, right? It all starts like buddhi, manas. They are all the tattva or principles of the Sri Vidya. And manas tattvam is very important tattva. This is where the seed of our action or karma arise. That is the seed. You sow the seed, right? Then the plant comes out. The result is the plant, but the seed is this. And for that seed to grow properly, you have to say that, like, okay, check the soil. Is the soil quality good? Does it have adequate fertilizer? Or you see all of that. So all of that making sure is that our nyasa and the japa which we do on a daily basis. When you do the nyasa and japa, it makes sure
the fertilizers.
they are the fertilizers. The nyasa and japa are the fertilizers which will make sure that this plant grows the way you intend, and then it is really giving fruits. Sometimes it will grow, but so you plant, say, it doesn't even yield any fruits. It is big, but no fruits. Right? So it can also happen. So anything can happen like that. So what? But if the intention has to be satisfied, the prerequisite is the nyasa and the japa. So now let us come to the word Shiva Sankalpam, right? So here, tat me manaha Shiva Sankalpam astu. So that may means in mind, my manaha means in my mind, that my mind have Shiva Sankalpam. So my mind has Sankalpa. All the minds will have some Sankalpa, whether you want it or not. It will always be there, something. Even when you are not doing anything and sitting, your mind is going here and there because there is some Sankalpa. It is there. So now what we want to do is, let my mind have Shiva Sankalpam. So here, Shiva, you all know, is the meaning. Shiva also means auspiciousness, purity, all like which is divine, pure, auspicious. That is called Shiva. Mangalam. Meaning Mangalam, Mangalavastu, that is called Shiva. So here it says, let my mind be in that Shiva, pure, the purity. Like say, let me have purity of thoughts, right? So this is what it means. Let my mind have that purity, Shiva Sankalpam. And also Shiva Sankalpam, you can also take that as Shiva as the Parabrahman, the ultimate reality. And let what I am all doing, that when the Rajoguna, instead of like the Kama can lead to bad effects. Particularly for Sri Vidya Upasaka, in Sri Vidya, what they say is, this Icha Shakti, which comes to everyone, can lead to bad results or bad actions. So, for example, in the Sri Vidya has some principle. I'm not going to go deep on all of this. The Kama or the Icha, it can be channelized properly, or it can be negatively channelized. The same Kama, everybody in this world will say have, whether it is animal or this Kama is inherent in everything. The desire could be, say, the desire to eat, the whether it is plant or animal. Even a plant, the desire is there. The desire of that plant, what happens is, the pollens, it what it does is, it makes sure that another flower, some say a bee or another insect deposits this pollen into another leaf, and then it makes that into a seed. So the creation happens. So how does it so there is a icha for that, even a flower. So everything has a icha. So this procreation is also a icha, but it is not just for Sri Vidya, but anywhere, any place, this icha has to be channelized properly, or any kama. has to be, the kama purushartha has to be channelized properly. And when it is channelized, then it becomes it goes to the sattva guna. So that is why the Ichha Shakti, which can cause good things and bad things, because the mind using the same Ichha, say for example fire, right? Fire in itself, you cannot say it is good or bad. How will you say the fire is good or bad? Fire is there, but your Ichha, that let this fire be used for cooking, then you use it positively. The same fire could be using for burning a house. It is the same negative. So you cannot say, oh, this fire and this fire, the fire is the same. It depends on the person using that. So the karma will be there. That karma, how it is channelized properly, is very important. And in the 8th avarana of the Sri Chakra, they say that at that time this Ichha Shakti is merged into Jnana Shakti. And when it's merged into the Jnana Shakti, you make that Ichha and Jnana, they are combined. So the Ichha and Jnana combined, then what happens is you get trained, then you have the Shiva Sankalpam, the Sankalpam of purity, auspiciousness. And here you can say that then what transcends the dharma, artha, kama, which result from the Ichha, now goes to the moksha purushartha. So tanme manaha shiva sankalpam astu also means let my mind be so pure that I get the moksha purushartha, or the final liberation also. So that is most important. So as in Saundarya Lahari, there's Bhagavad Pada says that, he says, get the moksha purushartha means only a person who has properly satisfied all the dharma, artha and kama gets the moksha purushartha. That is why in Sri Vidya we say bhogascha mokshascha karascha eva. Because in the Sri Vidya, the desire or the kama is not suppressed. Because everybody will have desire. It is not suppressed, but it is channelized for the proper use. That is the most important thing. And that is why for channelizing that energy properly, you do the nyasa and japa. And this nyasa, they say that the Shiva Sankalpam is not just some words. That is the most important part of why I am saying, I have already taken, I know, a long time before even starting. But this, they say that this should not be words. This is not like a chanting. This has to be like the bhavana. Like in the Bhavana Upanishad, we say that the bhavana is very important. In our Bhavana Upanishad also, I go, right? Why your thought, all that, you put that into like your own being. You become that. Because Nyasa is becoming that, right? Here, you become that pure Shiva, pure Brahman. That is what very, very important here. So, Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpam Astu. That is what we will be saying.
So I think in Mahanyasa we touch the various parts of the body. In this we are touching the mind. Okay.
Yeah.
So the mind is being aligned with the pure consciousness, the Shiva. So that is also important. Not only externally touching the different parts of the body during the Mahanyasam, but the mind also has to align with the Shiva Sankalpa. So that is the, I think.
The thought, my thought. So as I said, thought be pure, and also let me become that Shiva. So Paramashiva, or let me attain that Brahman. Also means, as I said, the Ichha becomes Jnana Shakti. Let me attain the Brahma Jnanam. And Moksha Sarvatmata Siddhi, which Kaulopanishad is, right? So Jnanam Moksheka Karanam. Only the Jnanam can result So your mind is so powerful. So this gives that how powerful is our own mind. We think that other actions like your other indriyas, other limbs, right? They all follow what the mind is saying. So the mind is already is saying something which we do not realize because it is not written or anything. But the thought process is already going. And again, in our shastras, we always say that this is the change, right? Our mind, when we think about mind, we always think, oh, it's in the head, the brain is, right? But in our shastras, the mind is in our heart. So here at the end of this, we touch the heart for this nyasa because of the manastattva. We touch the heart. As a nyasa, we touch the heart, but touching the heart alone is not sufficient. It is mandatory. That is why this Shiva Sankalpam, they say it is not just saying something, but make sure that always very focused and say, let my mind be in that auspicious sankalpam. Yeah. And again, as I said, because of a lot of variations in this particular changes also, we have the long ones are in what they call the Ravana Mahanyasa. And they say, some say in South India, Kumbhabhishekam Mahanyasa. But the irony is that this Bodhayana book we got is printed first was in Kumbhabishekam, like in late 1800s or early 1900s. So where the Rishi Bodhayana, it was in Grantham, so in another lipi, where we had to take that particular Mahanyasa and use that particular Swarab also has like some small changes. So we just have to, there are one big change is like Shiva, Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu, that is what we are going to say. But other places, Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu, so they will also have. So do not focus more on that here, but focus more on the mind, that manas, that is the focus. And Bodhayana has only given 6. And later on, we can, there many have added lot more into the Shiva Sankalpa. And if we want, we can add much more. But more than telling so many and say again and again, Shiva Sankalpamastu, let us really focus on these 6 which the Bodhayana Rishi has given. Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivam Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivam Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivam Yajjagrato Tadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti Tathaivaiti Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivam Tadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti
Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivam Tadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivam Tadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivam Tadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivam Tadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti
Dhurangamam Jyotisham Durangamam Jyotisham.
Durangamam Jyotisham. Durangamam Jyotisham.
Jyotirekam.
Jyotirekam. Jyotirekam.
Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu.
Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu.
Durangamam Jyotisham Jyotirekam Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu.
Durangamam Jyotisham Jyotirekam Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Durangamam Jyotisham Jyotirekam Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Durangamam Jyotisham Jyotirekam Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu.
Jyotirekam. Jyotirekam Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu.
Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu.
So I will say both the lines. Om Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivantadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti Durangaman Jyotishan Jyotirekam Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivantadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti Durangamam Jyotishan Jyotirekam Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivam Tadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti Durangamam Jyotishan Jyotirekam Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivam Tadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti Durangamam Jyotishan Jyotirekam Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yajjagrato Duramudaiti Daivam Tadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti Durangamam Jyotishan Jyotirekam Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yena karma anyapaso. Yena karma anyapaso.
Yena karma anyapaso.
Manishino.
Manishino. Manishino.
Yena karma anyapaso manishino.
Yena karma anyapaso manishino. Yena karma anyapaso manishino.
Yajñe krandvanti vidatheshu dhiraah. Yajñe krandvanti vidatheshu dhiraah. Yajñe krandvanti vidatheshu dhiraah. Again.
Yajñe krandvanti vidatheshu dhiraah. Yajñe krandvanti vidatheshu dhiraah.
Yena karma anyapaso manishino. Yajñe krandvanti vidatheshu dhiraah.
Yena karma anyapaso manishino. Yajñe krandvanti vidatheshu dhiraah. Yena karma anyapaso manishino. Yajñe krandvanti vidatheshu dhiraah.
yena karmanyapasho manishino yajne krinvanti vidateshu dhiraha yena karmanyapasho manishino yajne krinvanti vidateshu dhiraha yada purvan yakshamantah prajanam yada purvan yakshamantah prajanam yada purvan yakshamantah prajanam. Again 4 times. Yada purvan yakshamantah prajanam yada purvan yakshamantah prajanam yada purvan yakshamantah prajanam yada purvan yakshamantah prajanam tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu yada purvan yakshamantah prajanam 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 tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu. Just have to like listen to like the small nuances, right? Like how I say tan prajanan tanme, right? I don't say prajanam tanme because when I am saying together prajanam, even the yesterday's class, right? We say chaturuhu to bhavat, that r, but when at the end, right? Only at one place you should have noticed that I don't say r. Chaturho tetya. There it is just chaturhotye. So it is not ru but r. So you cannot just. I know it is very very subtle difference where I say chaturhu to bhavate chaturhote. So one place I am saying chatur, I am making it at ir as a r. But one place it comes like chatur hote. There it is just chatur. So you just have to see the subtle changes which are there in the where. So when you listen intently with the Shiva Sankalpam, then you will get exactly the sound. Yena karmanyapasho manishino yajne krinvanti vidateshu dhiraha yada purvan yakshamantah prajanam tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu. Yena karmanyapasho manishino yajne krinvanti vidateshu dhiraha yada purvan yakshamantah prajanam tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu. Yena karmanyapasho manishino yajne krinvanti vidateshu dhiraha yada purvan yakshamantah prajanam tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu. Yena karmanyapasho manishino yajne krinvanti vidateshu dhiraha yada purvan yakshamantah prajanam tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu. Yat prajnanamuta-cheto
Yat prajnanamuta-cheto Yat prajnanamuta-cheto
Yat prajnanamuta-cheto ghritischa
Yat prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa Yat prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa
Again.
Prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa Yat prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa
Yajyotirantaramritam prajasu
Yajyotirantaramritam prajasu Yajyotirantaramritam prajasu
Again.
Yajyotirantaramritam prajasu
Yajyotirantaramritam
prajasu
Yat prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa yajyotirantaramritam prajasu
Yat prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa yajyotirantaramritam prajasu Yat prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa yajyotirantaramritam prajasu Yat prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa yajyotirantaramritam prajasu Yat prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa yajyotirantaramritam prajasu
Yasmannarrite
Yasmannarrite
Kinchana karma
Kinchana karma
Yasmannarrite kinchana karma
Yasmannarrite kinchana karma Yasmannarrite kinchana karma Yasmannarrite kinchana karma Yasmannarrite kinchana karma
Kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu
Kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu Kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu Kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu Kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu
Yasmannarrite kinchana karma kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu
Yasmannarrite kinchana karma kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu Yasmannarrite kinchana karma kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu Yasmannarrite kinchana karma kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu Yasmannarrite kinchana karma kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu
Yat prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa yajyotirantaramritam prajasu Yasmannarrite kinchana karma kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu
Yat prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa yajyotirantaramritam prajasu Yasmannarrite kinchana karma kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu Yat prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa yajyotirantaramritam prajasu Yasmannarrite kinchana karma kriyate tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu Yat prajnanamuta-cheto dhritischa yajyotirantaramritam prajasu Yasmannarrite kinchana karma क्रियते तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु।
येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत्
येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत्
Bhavishyat. Yeah. Because we have to combine, right? So if it is end, we'll say Bhavishyat, but we have to combine later. Yenedam bhutam bhuvanam bhavishyat.
येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत्
Parigrihita amritena sarvam.
परिगृहीत अमृतेन सर्वं
परिगृहीत अमृतेन
सर्वं परिगृहीत अमृतेन सर्वं परिगृहीत अमृतेन सर्वं परिगृहीत अमृतेन सर्वं
येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत्. You don't say bhavishyat, bhavishyat. I still heard bhavishyat. Yenedam bhutam bhuvanam bhavishyat parigriheta amritena sarvam.
येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् परिगृहीतम् अमृतेन सर्वं येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् परिगृहीतम् अमृतेन सर्वं येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् परिगृहीतम् अमृतेन सर्वं येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् परिगृहीतम् अमृतेन सर्वं.
Yeah. So the next we have Yena Yajñas Trayate. So there is also a pata Trayate. Yena Yajñas Trayate Saptahota. Yajñaha Trayate. Like so it could be Trayate also. So this is from the meaning we have to see. But there are I have heard like other patas as Trayate. येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता
येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता
तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु
तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु
येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु
येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु
येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् परिगृहीतममृतेन सर्वं येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु
येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् परिगृहीतममृतेन सर्वं येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् परिगृहीतममृतेन सर्वं येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता तन्मे तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् परिगृहीतममृतेन सर्वम् येन यज्ञस्तायते सप्तहोता तन्मे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु
So the fourth is easy, right? You have done. The fifth one. Yasmin richas samayajugumshi. Yasmin richas samayajugumshi.
Yasmin richas samayajugumshi. Yasmin richas samayajugumshi.
Yasmin pratisthita.
Yasmin pratisthita. Yasmin pratisthita.
Rathana bhavi vara Rathana bhavi varaha.
Rathana bhavi varaha. Rathana bhavi varaha.
So we have Patha Vedam. So that is why we have in the brackets also. Rathana bhavi varaha. That is also another Patha. Or bhavi varaha. So there is a small difference also. And also Rathana is the Patha we are going to say. There is another Patha which is Rathana. Small difference. Rathana or Rathana, where Ra is middle. So these are the Patha Vedam. So we'll just say what is what is in the bracket, but for just uniformity. So both are okay. We just say Rathana bhavi varaha.
Rathana bhavi varaha. Rathana bhavi varaha. Rathana bhavi varaha. Rathana bhavi varaha.
Yasmin richas samayajugumshi. Yasmin pratisthita rathana bhavi varaha.
Yasmin richas samayajugumshi. Yasmin pratisthita rathana bhavi varaha. Yasmin richas samayajugumshi. Yasmin pratisthita rathana bhavi varaha. Yasmin richas samayajugumshi. Yasmin pratisthita rathana bhavi varaha. Yasmin richas samayajugumshi. Yasmin pratisthita rathana bhavi varaha. Yasmin richas samayajugumshi. Yasmin pratisthita rathana bhavi varaha.
Yasbigas chittagum. Yasbigas chittagum.
Yasmigas chittagum.
Sarvamotam prajanam.
Sarvamotam prajanam. Sarvamotam prajanam.
Yasbigas chittagum sarvamotam prajanam.
Yasmigas chittagum sarvamotam prajanam. Yasmigas chittagum sarvamotam prajanam.
Yasmigas chittagum. That is yasmigas chittagum sarvamotam prajanam.
Sarvamotam prajanam. Sarvamotam prajanam.
Yasmigas chittagum sarvamotam prajanam tanme manah shiva sankalpamastu.
Yasmigas chittagum sarvamotam prajanam tanme manah shiva sankalpamastu. Yasmigas chittagum sarvamotam prajanam tanme manah shiva sankalpamastu. Yasmigas chittagum
Chittagum Sarvamotam Prajanam Tanme Manah Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yasmidvas Chittagum Sarvamotam Prajanam Tanme Manah Shiva Sankalpamastu.
Yasmin Rachas Samayajugum Yasmin Pratisthita Rathana Bhavi Varaha Yasmiggas Chittagum Sarvamotam Prajanam Tanme Manah Shiva Sankalpamastu.
Yasmin Rachassamaya Jugum Yasmin Pratishtita Rathana Bhavivaraha Yasmigvas Chittagum Sarvamotam Prajanam Tanme Manah Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yasmin Rachassamaya Jugum Yasmin Pratishtita Rathana Bhavivaraha Yasmigvas Chittagum Sarvamotam Prajanam Tanme Manah Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yasmin Rachassamaya Jugum Yasmin Pratishtita Rathana Bhavivaraha Yasmigvas Chittagum Sarvamotam Prajanam Tanme Manah Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yasmin Rachassamaya Jugum Yasmin Pratishtita Rathana Bhavivaraha Yasmigvas Chittagum Sarvamotam Prajanam Tanme Manah Shiva Sankalpamastu. Susharathi, Susharathi, Susharathi,
Susharathi Rashvani,
Susharathi Rashvani, Susharathi Rashvani,
Susharathi Rashvani,
Susharathi Rashvani, Susharathi Rashvani,
again.
Susharathi Rashvani, Susharathi Rashvani,
Vayan Manushyaane,
Vayan Manushyaane, Vayan Manushyaane,
Vayan Manushyaane,
Vayan Manushyaane, Vayan Manushyaane,
Niyate Bhishubhir,
Niyate Bhishubhir, Niyate Bhishubhir,
Vajina Iva,
Vajina Iva, Vajina Iva.
So when I say, even last, I noticed I didn't correct because for some, when I say Iva, you are saying Iva. So you have to, when you end, right? So when I say, Jaya, right? It is not Dirga. I'm not saying Dirga, Jaya. So when you say that, Vajina Iva, so Vajina Iva at the end, we when it is at the end, we say like Iva. Niyate Bhishubhir Vajina Iva.
Niyate Bhishubhir Vajina Iva, Niyate Bhishubhir Vajina Iva.
Yeah. Susharathirashvani Vayan Manushyaane Niyate Bhishubhir Vajina Iva.
Susharathi Rashvani Vayan Manushyaane Niyate Bhishubhir Vajina Iva. Susharathi Rashvani Vayan Manushyaane Niyate Bhishubhir Vajina Iva. तुषारथिरश्वानि वयं मनुष्यान्ने नीयते भीषुभिर्वाजिन इव तुषारथिरश्वानि वयं मनुष्यान्ने नीयते भीषुभिर्वाजिन इव
இல்ல இவா இல்ல இவதான் இவ
பட் இவ சொல்லணுமா இவ அப்படின்னு
இல்ல இவா அப்படின்னா நாட் தீர்க்கம் பட் இவா இவா நாட் இவ வேன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. யூ டோன்ட் ஹேவ் டு சே இவ பட் இவா at the end. Yeah, I said tada kamayata, so I heard even kamayata, so tada kamayata, don't say kamayata, tada kamayata. Not here. I find many chant like that. Nitya mantrayata, again nitya atman nitya mantrayata. But instead of saying ta, I normally many I just hear as ta. Nitya mantrayata. Tada kamayata. Tada kamayata.
because of Devi Mahatmyam.
No, even there at the end, you have to say like, yeah, when it comes at the end, you just say instead ta, you say ta. At the end only, but make sure you don't make it ta. Tada kamayata. That is wrong. It is not dirgham. It is only short vowel. But instead of ending at ta, you just say ta. That's it. You get the small subtle difference, ta and ta. Susharathirashvani vayan manushyaanne niyate bishubhervajina iva.
तुषारथिरश्वानि वयं मनुष्यान्ने नीयते भीषुभिर्वाजिन इव तुषारथिरश्वानि वयं मनुष्यान्ने नीयते भीषुभिर्वाजिन इव तुषारथिरश्वानि वयं मनुष्यान्ने नीयते भीषुभिर्वाजिन इव तुषारथिरश्वानि वयं मनुष्यान्ने नीयते भीषुभिर्वाजिन इव
हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं
हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं
हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं
हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं
हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं
हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं
हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं तन्मे
हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं तन्मे हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं तन्मे हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं तन्मे
शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु
शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु
मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु
मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु
हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु
हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु
सुशारथिरश्वानि वयन् मनुष्यान्ने niyate bishubhirvajina iva hritpratishtham yada jiranjavishtham tanme manas shiva sankalpamastu.
तुषारथिरश्वानि वयन्मनुष्यान्ये नीयतेभिषुभिर्वाजिन इव हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु तुषारथिरश्वानि वयन्मनुष्यान्ये नीयतेभिषुभिर्वाजिन इव हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु तुषारथिरश्वानि वयन्मनुष्यान्ये नीयतेभिषुभिर्वाजिन इव हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यदजिरं जविष्ठं तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु.
So then Hridayaya Namaha.
Hridayaya Namaha. Hridayaya Namaha.
So we will all say the Shiva Sankalpam. These 6 important verses. As I said, others are, it's not that they are not important. More and more we say about Shiva Sankalpam, it is more and more important. But the idea is that the Rishi has given these 6, so we just use those 6. And again, I am just repeating, it does not mean that if you say more, it is not correct or something. That's not what is intended here. But we just was sticking to what was given. And this, as I said, you can say like even those which are like poetry also. They have included many of them. So like Kailasha Shikare Jata, they are all like Puranic things also. You just keep on adding like poetry, and then finally you just end with Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Most important part here is Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu. Let my mind have the Shiva Sankalpam, which is the most, you have to understand what is important. That is why they say that this is not chant, this one is not for chanting. The Shiva Sankalpa. Your mind has to have that focus of like thinking in the mind. Like my mind have this Shiva Sankalpa. So let us all say it together, all of us. Om Yajjagrato Duramudai Didaivantada Suptasya Tathaivaiti Durangamanjyotishan Jyotirekantan Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu Yena Karma Anyapaso Manishino Yajñe Granvanti Vidate Sudhira Yada Purvan Yakshamantah Prajanam Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu Yat Pragyana Mutacheto Dhritischa Yajyotiranta Namratam Prajasu Yasvanarite Kinchana Karma Kriyate Tan Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu Yenedam Bhutam Bhuvanam Bhavishya Parigrihedam Amritena Sarvam Yena Yagyastayate Saptahota Tan Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu Yasmin Richasama
Yasmin
Pratisthita Bhavivaraha Yasviggaschittagum sarvavotam prajanam tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu Tusharathirashvani vayanmanushyaamne niyate bhishubhirvajina iva Hritpratishtham yadajiranjavishtham tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu Hridayaya Namaha. Again, one more time. Yajjagrato duramudai daivam tadu suktasya tathaivaiti durangaman jyotishan jyotirekantan manashiva sankalpamastu yena karma anyapaso manishino yajñe kranvanti vidathe shudhiraha yada purman yakshamantah prajanam tanme manashiva sankalpamastu yat prajnanamutacheto dhritisya yajyotirantaramritam prajasu yasmannarite kinchana karma kriyate tanme manashiva sankalpamastu yenedam bhutam bhuvanam bhavishyat parigrahetam amritena sarvam yena yajñasthayate sattahota tanme manashiva sankalpamastu yasmin rajassamayachugum yasmin pratisthit rathana bhavivaraha yasdiggaschittagum sarvamotam prajanam tanme manashiva sankalpamastu Sarathirashvani vayan manushyaamne niyate vishubhirvajina iva Pratishtam yadatiranjavishtam tanme manashiva sankalpamastu Hridayaya namaha. Yenedam. Yeah, if I think the Tamil version it has Yenadam, it is wrong. It should be Yenedam. So if those having the Tamil books, please correct it. The spelling mistake, it should be Yenedam. It's not Yenadam. Yenedam.
Also the sixth verse, Krit Pratishtam, and the tam has to bring the creator of the
Krit Pratishtan. Yeah. Hirpadrishtan yada jiranjavishtan tanme manashiva sankalpamastu. Yeah. So we'll also start the next. So this nyasa, we say Panchangar Athataha Panchanga Rudranam Nyasa Purvakam Japa Homarchana Abhisheka Vidhim Vyaakhya Syamaha, right? So this is the first starting part of this Mahanyasam. I know we always chant this. Athatah Panchanga Rudranam, although this is not mantra. So here the Bodhayana Rishi is sitting in front of all his students. And he is saying, now this, what I am going to teach you is the Panchanga Rudranam. And I am going to teach with Nyasa Purvakam Japa. Then he says Japa, Homa, Archana with him. So this is for doing the Japa, for doing the Homa, this is for the Archana. Yaakhya Syamaha means I am going to elaborate. I am going to give in detail how this should be done. So this is just, but still we always say that. So now I am coming back to the word Panchanga Rudranam. So the Rudra has Panchanga Rudra. Then you will see that is why we started the sixth Nyasa with 6.1. Then we had the 6.2, 6.3. So all the 6 is actually Mahanyasam, right? All the 6 is Mahanyasam. So we had 6.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have the 5 parts. So that's why this is called like Panchanga. Also, the 5th one has only 5 angas. It has Hridayaya Namaha, Shirase Swaha, Shikhayi Vashat, Kavachaya Hum, and then does not have Netram, goes to directly the Hastraya Phat. So, and maybe again There are many mantras which have only panchanga. When you do the nyasa, hridayadi nyasa, they don't have 6. So some they will already say that in the tantra books you say, because people will think, oh, the netra traya vaushad is missing, right? So it says netra varjyam here for this. Yeah. So there are yasa where it can be astra varjyam or netra varjyam or kavacha varjyam, means it is not there. It will already say in that text, right? So here probably the netram is varjyam or netram. So that is, and also maybe because the Rudra has 5 faces, so the 5 becomes so important that they have the panchangam, not this shadangam. Shadangam means shat 6. What are shadangam? You all do shadanganyasa, right? You say anganya sadanga, so we call it anganyasa. Some the name they will say shadanganyasa. Shadangam means hridayaya namaha, shirase swaha, sikhaye vashate, kavachaya hum, netatraya vaushate, astraya bhate. So it has 6. So here it is the panchanga, which is hridayaya namaha, shirase swaha, sikhaye vashate, kavachaya hum, then astraya bhate. That is the 6. So the 6, that is why if you see the 6.5 point, it ends with 6.5.5, right? Then again, the 6th one, 6.5.6 is the Panchanga Japa. One again, it has 5 parts. So totally. And then we have the Ashtanga Namaskara. So Ashtanga means what? 8 Anga. So do you know why it is called Ashtanga Namaskara?
8 parts should touch the
Ground, yeah. 8 parts of our body should be touching the ground when you do that Ashtanga Namaskara. So that is the. So here for every part, each 8 parts, we have a separate mantra where when you do a Namaskara, and we say Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namaha at the end. That is how the Mahanyasam will end. So now we'll go to the 6.5.2 Purusha Suktam. Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha.
Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha. Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha.
Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat.
Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat.
Sahasra Shirsha. Again, did you notice the Shirsha? Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha. Sahasra. So I'll say 2 lines. Then you have to repeat 4 times. Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha. Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat.
Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha. Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha. Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha. Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha. Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat.
Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva.
Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva. Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva. Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva. Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva.
Atyateshthaddashangulam.
Atyatishthadashangulam. Atyatishthadashangulam.
Atyateshthaddashangulam.
Atyatishthadashangulam. Atyatishthadashangulam.
Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva. Atyateshthaddashangulam.
Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva. Atyatishthadashangulam. Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva. Atyatishthadashangulam. अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलम् स भूमिम् विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलम्
पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वम्
पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वम् पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वम्
यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम्
यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम्
पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वम् यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम्
पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वम् यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वम् यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वम् यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वम् यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम्
उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः
उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः
यदन्नेनातिरोहति
यदन्नेनातिरोहति यदन्नेनातिरोहति यदन्नेनातिरोहति यदन्नेनातिरोहति
उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः
उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः
उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः यदन्नेनातिरोहति
उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः यदन्नेनातिरोहति उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः यदन्नेनातिरोहति उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः यदन्नेनातिरोहति उतामृतत्वस्येषाणः यदन्नेनातिरोहति
एतावानस्य महिमा
एतावानस्य महिमा एतावानस्य महिमा
एतावानस्य महिमा
एतावानस्य महिमा एतावानस्य महिमा
अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः
अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः
अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः
अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः
एतावानस्य महिमा अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः
एतावानस्य महिमा अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः एतावानस्य महिमा अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः एतावानस्य महिमा अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः एतावानस्य महिमा अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः
पादोऽस्य विश्वभूतानि
पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि
त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि
त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि
पादोऽस्य विश्वभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि
पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि
त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः
त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः
पादोऽस्येघा भवात् पुनः
पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः
त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः
त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः
ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत्
ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत्
शासनानशने अभि
शासनानशने अभि शासनानशने अभि शासनानशने अभि शासनानशने अभि
ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासनानशने अभि
ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासनानशने अभि ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासनानशने अभि ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासनानशने अभि ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासनानशने अभि
पादोऽस्येघा भवात् पुनः तस्माद् विराड जायत
Tasmat Virata Jayata. Tasmat Virata Jayata. Tasmat Virata Jayata. Tasmat Virata Jayata.
Virajo Adhipurushaha.
Virajo Adhipurushaha. Virajo Adhipurushaha. Virajo Adhipurushaha. Virajo Adhipurushaha.
Tasmat Virada Jayata. Virajo Adhipurushaha.
Tasmat Virata Jayata. Virajo Adhipurushaha. Tasmat Virata Jayata. Virajo Adhipurushaha. Tasmat Virata Jayata. Virajo Adhipurushaha. Tasmat Virata Jayata. Virajo Adhipurushaha.
Sajato Atyarichyata.
Sajato Atyarichyata. Sajato Atyarichyata. Sajato Atyarichyata. Sajato Atyarichyata.
Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha.
Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha.
Paschad Bhumi. I don't, the me, you are not bringing it down.
Also, the Sajato space on the
Yeah. Sajato Atyarichyata. Sajato A, because you have to pronounce the A properly. If you don't give that small gap, you cannot do that A. Otherwise, A will get missed. It will become Sajato Atyarichyata. The meaning completely changes. Sajato Atyarichyata. Yeah. Sajato Atyarichyata. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha.
Sajato Atyarichyata. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha. Sajato Atyarichyata. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha. Sajato Atyarichyata. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha. Sajato Atyarichyata. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha.
Paschad Bhu should be Paschad Bhumi. Paschad Bhumi. Paschad Bhumi. Paschad Bhumi. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha.
Matho Puraha. Matho Puraha. Matho Puraha.
Sajato Atyarichyata. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha.
Sajato Atyarichyata. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha. Sajato Atyarichyata. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha. Sajato Atyarichyata. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha. Sajato Atyarichyata. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha.
Yat Purushena Havisha.
Yat Purushena Havisha. Yat Purushena Havisha. Yat Purushena Havisha. Yat Purushena Havisha.
Deva Yajnamatanvata.
Deva Yajnamatanvata. Deva Yajnamatanvata. Deva Yajnamatanvata. Deva Yajnamatanvata.
Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajnamatanvata.
Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajnamatanvata. Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajnamatanvata. Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajnamatanvata. Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajnamatanvata.
Vasanto Asya Sidajyam.
Vasanto Asya Sidajyam. Vasanto Asya Sidajyam. Vasanto Asya Sidajyam. Vasanto Asya Sidajyam.
Grishma Idhma Sharadhavihi.
Grishma Idhma Sharadhavihi. Grishma Idhma Sharadhavihi. Grishma Idhma Sharadhavihi. Grishma Idhma Sharadhavihi.
Vasanto Asya Sidajyam. Grishma Idhma Sharadhavihi.
Vasanto Asya Sidajyam. Grishma Idhma Sharadhavihi. Vasanto Asya Sidajyam. Grishma Idhma Sharadhavihi. Vasanto Asya Sidajyam. Grishma Idhma Sharadhavihi.
So we will end today's class until this. This is the 6.5.2 again in the fifth part of this Mahanyasa. This is for the second, which is Shirase Swaha. So this is what we are going to say, Shirase Swaha. So this Purusha Suktam, for me, like I have very personal connection with this Purusha Suktam because I started learning when I was 6.5 years. First, my Sri Vimarshananda started teaching me. So this Purusha Suktam. So the first, I know the Veda, like other than the Sandhyavadana mantra. In fact, I did not, because I just they did, when I was 6.5 years old, they did my Upanayana and then immediately started even when I've not fully learned the Sandhyavadana mantra, this Purusha Suktam was, it was, my mother used to consider it like a miracle because I was most difficult child. I cannot stay in one place. And for me, only goal was only play, not even eating, only play. So very, I will not be in one place also. If she will be asking for, like looking for me, then I will be like at least 100 meters away. So I will just keep running, right? So for me to sit and then start learning, she thought this is like a miracle. And also this Purusha Suktam is like, you have to imagine that how the whole it starts, right? It says Purusha means like the Purusha and Prakriti are the where the material world is manifesting, right? And so a yogi who is in meditation assume that this is like before any creation, because everything has you know that there is a Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara, all these are all like, they are all like cycle. So at that time, that Parabrahman, which is not, you cannot describe it, it has no form, it has no space, no time, it has nothing. No, so there is no space time concept or a rupa concept. So that is why even Bhavana we say right at the final, Nama Rupa Vilapana Anusandhanena Kshanam Vishrami. So we are trying to remove the Nama and Rupa, right, at that time to go back to the source. So this is the other way. This is the source is there, the Brahman is there. Now we are trying to put the Nama and Rupa to that particular source. You understand the going up and down. So this is like a cycle. So when it's going up, right, now you are going. So I say the up is like the Parabrahman, and then the lower level is the actual somebody like the any creation matter. So the energy or which is there and the matter is there. So you go up means you are going to the energy. You are coming down means coming to the matter. So at that time when you are full, that person, a rishi fully realized, then he starts seeing the Lord. So this is exactly how in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is now, he takes him again in the yogic state. Lord Krishna takes him to that Parabrahman, and then he gives him that his vision. At that time, when that vision is there, then with the that person who sees that vision becomes ecstatic, and then they chant the description of that. So they say that, say like Adi Shankaracharya, when he had the vision of Devi, immediately that it poured as the Saundarya Lahari, because he's now then started describing every word, right? Here that is how he starts with Sahasra Sirisha Purusha. So the Purusha has come. Now this Vishwarupa Darshanam is there. Why Sahasra Sirisha? So in the Vishwarupa, I mean Sahasra here is, it is not like they count. It's like the person is counting as 1,000 heads or something. It's not 1,000 head, but it's so huge. It fills everywhere. Sahasrapur, Sahasrakshaha, Sahasrapat. Then he is Akshaha means eyes, right? Yes, like thousands of eyes means like he is Sarva Vyapi and he can see everything. He is always having that Sabhumam Vishwato Vritva Atyadittat Dashangulam. So then he says, like you can say here, is also one angulam or like a dashangulam, like a measure, or he next will say Purusha Eveda Idam Sarvam. All that in this world is that Purusha. So he, that same Purusha, that one person, he manifests as this world. So this, that manifestation or the creation of this universe is given in this Purusha Sukta. So this is a very important sukta, and it is also part of the Mahanyasam. So any questions? Or I think everybody is tired because we had back-to-back 2 classes, and so I know next class. Yeah, we will announce the next class later. But until that time, go back to the video, and then you can also practice. And also as a homework before the next class, the Purusha Sukta already I have taught. It is in our Bhaskara Prakasha Ashram YouTube. So you can actually try to learn ahead of time. When you come to a class already learned, then you become a really good student. Right? So Sri Gurubhyo Namaha.